what happened was in '82, when Lebanon was, South Lebanon in particular, was invaded, they captured, I wasn't there at the time, but I found this out afterwards, that what they would do, or the Israeli broadcasters, through the army obviously, would pick up these people and then put them on the radio and interrogate them, so as to sort of, well, it was a form of psychological warfare, obviously, to interrogate them and to discourage other Palestinians from resisting, and to show how a Palestinian was confessing to the most heinous crimes. So since they were all terrorists, this man knew that he had to play the role of a terrorist to the Israeli interrogator. Now, the interesting thing is that when it was presented by the Israelis, it was an instance of terrorism, and here's this man demonstrating a kind of textbook case of terrorism. In Beirut, one of the ways I got this is that a cassette recording of this was made and played over in the evening as a way of entertaining people, how this Palestinian sort of putting on the Israeli interrogator. So, I mean, I'll translate some of the Arabic stuff in it. Israeli broadcaster, your name, captured Palestinian guerrilla. My name is Ahmad Abdul Hamid Abu Sitti. What's your movement name? My movement name is Abu Layl, which in English means father of night. I mean, a rather threatening, kind of horrible sound to it. Tell me, Mr. Abu Layl, to which terrorist organization do you belong? I belong to the Popular Front for the Liberation, in Arabic. He says, Jabha Sha'biyya al-Tahrir. Then he interrupts himself. He says, I mean, Azdi Takhrib. I mean, terrorization of Palestine. And when did you get involved in a terrorist organization? When I first became aware of terrorism. And what was your mission in South Lebanon? My mission was terrorism. In other words, we would enter villages and just terrorize. يعني منخش على الضياع ومنخرب in Arabic. And whenever there were women and children in particular, we would terrorize. Everything and all we did was terrorism. And did you practice terrorism out of belief in a cause or simply for money? No, just for money. What kind of cause is this anyway? Why, is there still a cause? We sold out a long time ago. Tell me, where do the terrorist organizations get their money? From anyone who has spare money for terrorism. In other words, from the Arab regime. I mean, it's incredible that that the Israeli, well, it goes on. I mean, it's obviously too long, but anyway. What's your opinion of the terrorist Arafat? I swear that he's the greatest terrorist of all. He's the one who sold us and the cause out. His whole life is terrorism. Of course, to a Palestinian, this could mean that he's the most committed of all Palestinians, you see, but it sounds as if he's a total sellout. What's your opinion of the way the Israeli Defense Forces have conducted themselves? On my honor, we thank the Israeli Defense Forces for their good treatment to each terrorist. Do you have any advice for other terrorists who are still terrorizing and attacking the IDF? My advice to them is to surrender their arms to the IDF, and what they'll find there is the best possible treatment. Lastly, Mr. Terrorist, would you like, would you like to send a message to your family? I'd like to assure my family and friends that I'm in good health, and I'd also like to thank the enemy the enemy broadcasting facility for letting me speak out like this. You mean the Call Israel? The voice of Israel. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, of course. Unnaturally, sir.